Get ready for a beautiful combination of hand-cut meats, sautéed vegetables in a rich, delicious tomato sauce filled with flavor. AKA American Chop Suey, AKA Beef and Macaroni, AKA Beefaroni, AKA Johnny Marzetti, we think. Beefaroni. I got some, just so we could see what it looked like. Here's what this is. American Chop Suey. The origins are a little unclear. Chop suey, on the other hand, is a American Chinese dish generally made of sort of veggie leftovers, all stir-fried together and then put on noodles or rice or something. This could be that kind of thing. There's beef and there's onions and peppers and sometimes corn. I'm not putting corn in, I'm not a corn fan. And then there's tomatoes and it all comes together, and then there's broth, and then there's macaroni. And it all cooks beautifully, and you eat it, and you serve it. It ain't the most sophisticated thing on the planet, I'll be honest with you right now, but it's gonna be damn delicious. Right, Chance?
Right.
Have you ever had it?
I don't think so.
Max, have you ever had it?
No.
It was a common thing in this country. I say in this country because I'm not from this country. I never had it in Canada growing up. In school cafeterias, they would make it because you can see it's an easy thing to make, just a big bubbling cauldron of it. Max is telling me that he believes this was a Depression-era creation. And I have no reason to doubt him. He does lie. I don't really believe it, but I've never had it. I'm just making it. I'm your guide to a delicious American chop suey. I just like saying chop suey. Chop suey, chop suey, chop suey. We're gonna go off script just a tiny little bit today. Rather than just regulation ground beef, I'm gonna go with a pound of ground beef and a pound of Italian sausage. Why? Just to amp up the flavors a little bit. Gonna be really great. And it makes in about half hour, 40 minutes. So it's pretty quick, all in one pot. Let's get going so we can get eating it then. It's not until then. By the way, March is viewer recipe month on Sam the Cooking Guy. And it's not because we don't have any ideas. We want to see what your ideas are. We want to make what you want to make. So in the comments below, you're gonna start by putting March, so we can find these easily, and then the recipe that you suggest we make. And I'll make it exact. I'm making it exact. What if they do something stupid? I'll make it exact. See how you guys are. Should we get going? What are we making? American chop suey? Oh, also goulash. Goulash is a Hungarian beef stew. This is really not this. Sometimes they call this goulash. Oh, there's just too many names. Okay, too many names. Let's not worry about it for now. All that matters is how it tastes at the end. And if we don't start, we can't finish. We begin with some oil in our pot. I'm using olive oil. Couple good squeezes, and we throw in 1 yellow onion diced and 1 green pepper diced. We'll mix this and just give it a couple of minutes. Next in, the previously aforementioned pound of ground beef and Italian sausage. And this we're gonna do until it's all busted up into nice small little bits and cooked through. I'm pretty certain there's some old timers out there getting mad because I'm jacking around with it by adding the Italian sausage. Well, listen to you old timers. I'm just trying to make it a little more interesting. That's all I'm doing. And when the beef and the sausage are cooked and most of that liquid is gone, like you can see, let's add something. I'll make a little place in the center, a little splotch of oil and some garlic. And that was about 4 or 5 big fat cloves. Let that start to get fragrant. And while we wait for it to, we'll put in a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Probably about all I've got, actually. Right on top. And as soon as you really smell the garlic, we mix the garlic and the tomato paste into everything. Give her a good mix. You know, it occurred to me as I was cooking the sausage and the beef, going like this, it's kind of chopping. That could be a theory. I don't know, maybe it couldn't. Now it's time for some seasoning. And the recipe's below, don't worry about writing all this nonsense down. Come in with some paprika, and I always use smoked paprika because it's my favorite. Want some Italian seasoning, a little garlic powder, and a good pinch of our BFF. And we mix. Oh boy, the smell. And when you got that mixed, it's time for the liquids. First in, 3 cups of beef broth, a can of diced tomatoes and their liquid. And now I want 2 cans of tomato soup, but I've got regular tomato soup and I've got tomato bisque, which is on the shelf beside it. It's from my past. I remember having this. Let's go with the tomato bisque. I like the idea of this. Or should we do 1 of each? You decide, Max. What would you like?
Yeah, 1 of each.
1 of each. 1 tomato bisque, 1 tomato soup. These guys start to mix in a bit. One more thing, about 1.5 tablespoons or so of soy, or my beloved soy paste. Bring this to a simmer. We're gonna give it, 10 minutes. And when it's tremendous like this, we add a very important ingredient that it wouldn't be chop suey without macaroni, 2 cups. Uncooked, in they go. We stir well, mix it in, get it to a low simmer, put a lid on, leave it for 10, 12 minutes until the pasta is cooked and tender. I thought while we were waiting for the pasta to cook, we could try some beefaroni. When was the last time anybody had this?
A long time ago.
Let's give it a whirl. We can all taste it. That's underwhelming.
Do we have to all taste it?
Yes, we all have to taste it. Everybody. It's been so long. I just don't remember the noodles being like that. Okay, no.
Okay.
This is
There's
like a challenge.
there is no
Awesome.
here, I'll make a perfect little
Who eats this
spoonful
shit?
for everybody. Max and Chance?
Can't it be a little smaller?
No, eat the whole thing. I am. Oh, there's actual here's the beef. Remember that commercial? Where's the beef?
Yeah, I have some beef in my
Here it is. It's right there. There's hardly any beef though. On 3, and you eat the whole thing. 1, 2, 3. It's not as it's actually not bad.
It's a little boring.
Oh, it's a lot boring, but
If I was like starving in the woods, I'd
seriously,
be happy to have a
this
can
way
of that.
it's way better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, fine. I'll have one more bite. Let's get to the good one now because I think the pasta's ready. And I think we're there. Okay, wait. I know it doesn't look all that exciting yet, but watch what happens when you stir. Oh, now you get the whole richness aspect of what's happening in here. Oh my effing God. I've stirred it a couple times, so I was ready for that. And you do want to make sure that you stir it so nothing sticks on the bottom. But geez Louise. Look at that. Rich, delicious. And you could stop there, or you could add one more optional step.
It looks a little bit different than the beefarino.
Jeez Louise. The optional step would be this, a big handful of some shredded cheddar. Just throw it in. And by big handful, it's probably 1.5 cups or something. And then you mix. All right. All right. This is done and ready to serve. Let's put this in a bowl. And time for a little taste. Oh, look at the way it relaxes. I've seen versions of this that just look like there's not enough liquid in it. It's too tight. I mean, if you wanted, you could give it just a tiny bit more cheese. And of course, a little mandatory green. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Well, the other thing you have to do is have a bite. But look, remember the beef in the beefaroni? It was sans beef. But that kid right there is my bite. This side's prettier because you can see the tomato. And that's why you need the diced tomatoes in this. You could use just like pureed tomato products, but when you see bits, that makes it beautiful. Bon appetit. It's one of the greatest things I've ever eaten. Dear Canada, get this into your school children, for God's sakes. Why was this not part of my youth? Oh my God. The Italian sausage is a must. And whether it's 2 cans of tomato bisque or 2 cans of tomato soup or 1 of each, that works so well. Cheese pull, crazy. What are you gonna do? You're gonna look for the recipe link below. It'll take you to the page on my website. The video will be there, the recipe's there. Watch while I make it and you make it at the same time. The other thing you're gonna do is you're gonna be a subscriber, because if you are, you could win one of those Sam the Cooking Guy 7-inch Nakiri knives. We're giving one away every single video this year. And all of March, the people that would be eligible to win one will be people who've given us a recipe to make. Remember, what are you gonna do? In the comments, March, and then the recipe you want us to make. Write it out. We'll do it. But holy effing goodness. This shit is insane. My new book comes out March 12th. Hit the link below. You can go pre-order it. Because if you do, it'll probably be there March 12th when you wake up. You made me do that.